this is the new, we call them, in the ministry, we call these connector buses, because they will be used to connect people in addition to providing services in places like St. David's. And I know Ms. Foggo is particularly interested in that because she has lobbied strong and hard for that. But in addition to providing service in a location like St. David's, these buses will also allow people who are on the inside of Bermuda, so to speak, who are a fair distance from the major bus lines running east and west. These buses will run north and south, for example, through Khyber Pass, places in Devonshire where we can go across from Middle Road, from North Shore Road to Middle Road, and from Middle Road to South Shore Road, and pick people up so that they can in turn have access to the major bus routes. We think this is important. We think this is going to have a major impact on the choices that people have and the new choices that people have for moving around Bermuda.
How many minibuses will you get eventually, sir?
I don't know. We don't have a magic number, but I think that we're probably going to end up with about 10.
And how much were they? Can you say how much they cost?
I don't recall. I don't have that figure with me. Let me check my notes. I can get that to you. I'll get that to you.
The idea of having international business have quotas for the number of car permits, has that idea gone any farther going forward?
That's part of the discussion that Mr. Jacobs is having with the companies. Most of the companies understand that this is not a punitive step at all, but really a way to encourage their people, as we're encouraging Bermudians, all Bermudians, to use public transportation as often as possible. And he's also discussing ideas like carpooling and things like that, just to reduce the number of vehicles on the road.
Any expansion of the hours the later buses operate?
Yes. In fact, I'm glad you gave me that opportunity, because we have been talking about, we talked in April about expanding the bus service. We ran into a problem of not having a sufficient number of operators to achieve that right away. And so we have now worked through that in terms of interviewing new operators, and as they come on, we will be extending the service. We won't wait until we have the full complement. So you will see over the next months, 2 or 3 months, you'll notice a difference in the extension of service.
I think the St. George's ferry service stopped around about November the 12th for the season, and yet there were 60 tourists waiting for that ferry yesterday morning. Is it in fact a seasonal thing, or has there been a break?
You mean dockyard to St. George's?
Yes.
Yes, that is seasonal, and I'm sorry if the information didn't get to visitors, but that happens. That happens all over the world, where you send out a notice saying this is the deadline, but you know, you can't expect visitors to always know what our deadlines are, and when they do find out, I'm sure they resort to the next best choice.
Any further reactions to the cruise ship situation regarding Hamilton, St. George's? Are they happy?
It appears as though people are happy. I know the people in St. George's are happy, and the people in Dockyard are extremely happy. The people in Hamilton had a delayed reaction, but I think they're also happy. I want people to know that a ride from Dockyard to Hamilton is a breeze. I mean, it's 15 minutes on a fast ferry. In most destinations, that's considered an easy ride. And plus, in Bermuda, you get to do it on a luxury fast ferry. So our visitors don't complain at all. And there are very few people who will come to Bermuda and not come to Hamilton, especially if the means is available. The other good news for the merchants and the entire retail sector in Hamilton is that when people have the ship a very short distance away, there's a tendency to go back to the ship because it's there. If the ship is in Dockyard or in St. George's, those people who come into Hamilton, I'm almost sure, will spend more time in Hamilton, because going back to the ship is a little more difficult than just stepping across the street. So I expect that's going to be wonderful. I expect that the visitor spend that increased in '06 and increased even further so far in '07 will continue. And the place that people spend most of their dollars is Hamilton.
Has there been any reaction from taxi operators with the oncoming expanded minibus service?
I haven't heard it, but I wouldn't be surprised if I do. The more progressive element in the taxi industry understands that just as we Bermudians go to New York or Las Vegas or wherever we go, we expect a choice of transportation, then our visitors also expect a choice. And so now they can choose from the regular bus or the minibus service or a taxi or a limousine. And that's what Bermuda says that we're all about, upscale and options. I'd like to tell you that there's a wonderful squash event coming up in tourism. I hope that that's another world-class event coming up at the Fairmont Southampton venue, a special venue being built, as you know. That again is an effort that involves the Bermuda Department of Tourism, and we're excited about it. We know that the international media are excited. While I'm here, I would also mention that we are more confident today, although we have received nothing official, that the PGA will be returning to Bermuda in 2008. We are confident. Again, we don't have the official word, but that's wonderful news for Bermuda, and I'd like to thank everyone who played a part in impressing the PGA principals while they were here. I don't know if the media are aware of the successful event last night. I saw something in the Daily that recorded that we had over 75 people who registered last night. And we thought that that was an amazing turnout. And Teo Dill from Hot 107, he was the draw. It wasn't the politicians. He got them out there. And it was a wonderful evening, giving us an opportunity to have one-on-one conversations with young people, some of whom had been disenchanted, but after they spent some time in these conversations, they had a much better understanding of what's going on. Flights from Bermuda are heavily booked. This morning, I tried to book a flight for someone next week, and the return flight from New York was already booked. Now, I'm saying that to say that we're in November, folks, and you know, I don't know how Mr. Dodwell wants to count them, but the seats are full. Okay, thank you very much. Senator Caines is the Junior Minister for Tourism and Transport. Ms. Lovitta Foggo is our candidate for St. David's, and she's the one who lobbied harder than anyone for these buses in St. David's. Thank you.